Day 111. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111. And this feels like a good day to try to do a full run together. Last time, I did some brute forcing. Should I do the outdoor room? I might get like the tool shed or something that might help. And as a result, was able to get another one of the postcards, and so now we've got 6 of the 8, I think. Actually, I don't think we have that many. But in any case, from the information that I've been able to deduce from the postcards, I like the tool shed. Give me some free stuff to start. A shovel, that's great. And a sledgehammer, that's also great. From what I've been able to deduce from the postcards that we have seen, I think there's only 2 possible orders that Herbert, when he went on his world tour, did it. And so in room 46, we have to put in a bunch of pushpins in the order that he visited all the places. And so I think I could solve that. So my goal for today is to get to room 46. And yeah, and I figure we can do a run together. And so long as it doesn't go too badly south right at the beginning, I don't think we should have too much trouble. Observatory is a good guy to go ahead and knock out because it's basically infinite rerolls, because I have tons of stars that I could spend if I needed to, thanks to the inkwell. And a key is good, and the flowers are good. Great. I don't love the observatory music. It's a little too spooky. But the rest is good. And let's see, I could use some gems, but I'm at a stretch where the pirate prizes are too difficult to do. So I'm just going to take this wind-up creaky with me, and when we get the second one, we'll take a couple of guesses. Because it's just not worth my time trying to reason those out. And gems, we do pretty well on gems, I think. I could take the walk-in closet. This is not a bad place to throw a dead end early on. And we get something delicious. Hooray! Oh, I started... Did I have the moon pendant last time and I started with some things? I guess so, a salt shaker and a sleeping mask. Okay, we've got a bunch of utility items that are not bad to start off the run. But I'm going to try to move quickly. I might end up missing some things along the way, but the goal is just to get to room 46. And that should be pretty doable. Security. Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with security right now. I've got a key card already. I do love running the lab early on, but let's go ahead and make sure we have plenty of gems. So I'll grab this guy. And what are you feeling? I'm feeling black. It wasn't black. Well, they always say it's black or white, so let's take white. And there's some gems. Hooray! The strategy works. If it works, don't change it. I guess I'll take the workshop because I don't really want to waste any doorway passages. And I don't have a battery yet to try to put any super tools together. But we might be able to get the jackhammer, which is always good. I'd like to throw some bedrooms down before I grab that commissary, however. My allowance is huge. So we basically just buy out the commissary and don't think about it. So gems, and keys, and gems, and keys. Give me all the keys and the gems. I don't think I'm going to need the bananas, but I'll eat the bananas too because I've already got the salt shaker. Delicious. Great. This is the advantage of being this far into the game. We can do such things. I don't really want to add those things to the draft pool, ideally. And just because it's easy to do, we'll go ahead and grab another gem out of here. It is possible to run out of gems, but now that we know the combinations to a variety of safes, What was it? 412? No, it's there were 19 total, so it must be 415. Yeah. Alrighty. And it's good just to try to get resources. I get a free redraw from the drawing room, and foyer's actually really good. It'll help if we get the Great Hall, and it also doesn't waste any of my doorways into places I don't need them to go. So even though it does cost me some gems, I'll do that. And I'm going to go ahead and knock out a bedroom just because it'll give me some keys once we get the spare bed quarters or whatever. I still think that there's something in here, possibly, although I don't know what the clue would be in here. So actually, I'm not so sure about that. Well, I've speculated about this, but I wasn't able to put it. If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. Well, I don't even know where the other safe is, but that's what I was speculating. It might be in the bedroom. Okay, so this will at least be worth a couple of keys now. So we can do that. Here's another... Oh, Lucky Rabbit's Foot. That's good. I guess I'm going to need the secret garden, probably, so, like, the music room could be good. Chapel, this is a fine place for the chapel. But yeah, let's get into the interior and try to flesh out a few more rooms. Get our hands on a secret garden key, ideally. It's not the best place to put the attic, but the attic is full of good stuff, so we gotta take the attic. And I made it so it doesn't cost anything, thanks to the axe. I'm not even gonna bother picking up the treasure map. That'll just be a distraction for what we got going on. I've got a sledgehammer to bust this thing open. And it gives us a little bit more money. Should we need it? Oh, there's my battery. How far away back was the workshop? It's not that far back. And I could go back up through the foundation, so I think I will. I've got plenty of steps. Run back so I can assemble the jackhammer. And then we absolutely will not run out of gems. But yeah, I'm going to try to play at, like, full speed now that I know as much as I do about the game. I just passed right through the workshop. So the problem with playing at full speed and trying to do commentary is you forget what you're doing. But that only cost me, like, 8 steps. Alright, so a shovel and a battery pack and a lever make a jackhammer. Everybody knows it. It takes a lot of time to assemble a jackhammer, however. Okay, at least the foundation was nice enough to remind me. Oops, I just took another extra step. No, that was correct. Remind me by placing digging holes here. Gems! And while we're here, we need to pull the north antechamber lever. Antilever is apparently what it's called now. So I'll go do that. And for those of you wondering how long it takes to get here, it's about 50 seconds by my measurement, going at full speed. Then we have to watch the cutscene of the door opening. Alright, congratulations, door, you've opened. Now 50 seconds back. Now, allegedly, every lever for the antechamber has some kind of backup lever, and so I do wonder if there is some backup lever that I have not found yet that would be much more convenient than taking this long walk through the basement every time I need to get that lever pulled. And so I can totally imagine that that's a thing, but I've not found that thing yet. And as a result, this walk is annoying every time. Okay, but we're back up, and I want to go this way now. And let's make sure we get some good drafting out of here. So I've already got the foyer, so Great Hall is actually great, because none of these doors are locked. So I'm just going to open them all, and then we'll check out their contents shortly. But it takes a little while for the door to swing open. So it seems more efficient to do things this way. Nothing in there. That's just a door out without any thingies. This has some money for me, which I'll grab, even though I'm not sure if I will spend it. Nothing hiding over here. And over here we have gems. Alright. This is how you win at video games. Conference rooms, this is not a great place for it. I'm going to spend a redraw to try to get some more favorable geometry. Classroom here is pretty acceptable. And I should go ahead and try to knock out some dead ends. Like, this is a great place just to throw down a dead end if I could find one. Break room, I'm going to need the break room at the end. And the break room does give me the chance at possibly getting the secret garden key, so I guess I have to come in and play it too. There's a lot of puzzles that I'll just skip when I'm trying to play fast on my own. So 1 squared is 1, times 18 is 18, divided by 9 is 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10, reverse the digits gives you 01, divided by 2, I think I've done something wrong. With reversing the digits, 20 divided by 2 is 10, reverse the digits, I feel like that would be 01, divided by 2, I get a half, which is like 0.5, reverse the digits, do I get 5? Apparently that's the answer. So I guess 0.5 becomes 5.0. I don't think I've seen exactly that kind of silly puzzleness of that, but there we go. I wouldn't mind still trying to knock out another dead end, possibly. Nook would give me more key. I don't really need the keys at this point. I think I'll just drop the corridor off here. But yeah, I can get a free reroll out of the classroom, as well as a delicious apple. Da-da-da-da! Everyone puts salt on their apples. It's just common sense. Here's a good spot for the conference room. And I still don't have the secret garden key, so I don't want to use up all of my space on the east side, since that'll be a good place to drop that room once it shows up. 59 steps. I'm not in a rush to get the dining room yet, so we'll go ahead and drop a courtyard down. I don't need to dig up tons of stuff right now, so maybe I won't dig it all up. I will come over here and grab the metal detector, though. And I do have a key card. But yeah, let's try to go back across this way. This could have the secret garden key for me, the music room. It did not. It gave me a prismatic key. We could also use the weight room to get into the antechamber, or the greenhouse, so there are other possibilities. But at least we got the good music starting up now. And I don't really want the pool, but it would add some nice branching over here. So I'm going to take the pool, and it also has the trunks in it that potentially could have the secret garden key, so that's a good reason to get it, I guess. Okay, there's a silver key and some rerolls with the dice. I'll grab the gems since I'm here, but it's really not worth it at this point. And there's running shoes, which are probably not going to be relevant, but I'll take them. And there's like a coin somewhere, but I don't care. Okay, dining room. This is a good place to go ahead and spend it to branch. We can pick up the lunchbox and eat right now. Nice metal lunchbox. Enjoy a lunch. And I have a silver key and a prism key. Storeroom. Like, there's a tiny chance that there'll be an extra item in the storeroom. It's pretty rare, I find. Although I do have the lucky rabbit's foot, so... I do have the lucky rabbit's foot, right? Yes. So it could have happened. Didn't happen to happen, though. Okay, I guess at this point I'll draft to the north and start intentionally looking for the weight room. If I was going to be looking for the weight room, I shouldn't have eaten my lunch yet, but that only just occurred to me now. None of these are great. I guess the boiler room at least gives me a bunch of branching possibilities, so I'm going to take that for now. And then we're going to try going this way. Oh, here's a key. That's what the metal detector was trying to alert me about. And remind me... Where am I on the map? Ah, come on. I guess I wouldn't mind using the silver key here. Get a room with many doors. Hey, there's the weight room. And it has an antechamber level, so that's the reason that I want it. And so we will take the weight room so that we can pull this lever right here and sit through a cutscene. It's not a very long cutscene, but when you do a number of them every day, it sure adds up. And I rarely look for items in the weight room. I should do that. Okay, so if I could get a bend to the left and then get into... Okay, I am interested in this, but not right now, so we're going to redraw. Dark room will get us where we're going, but I won't be able to see, and I don't have the utility closet. I could try to get the utility closet and put the lights back on. Or I could re-roll again. I'm going to choose to re-roll again. Archives is also not super great. But I'm going to take it. I don't usually take the archives, but we probably only have to draft a single room over here. There's our dinner bell, by the way. So now, if I can just get something that makes a right turn, prism key won't help me, I don't think, because I don't want another red room, right? Are there any good red rooms? It'd probably just... Well, the dark room actually would work here now. I'm going to try that out, because I bet we'll get the dark room again. And then it'll be fine. Or the Cloister of Draxus. That works just fine, too. Or even Lost and Found. I don't need to bring anything there. Or, well, I might need to bring something back, because I don't know what's going to be the prize, assuming that I solve this puzzle. So, yeah, let's just throw down the Cloister of Draxus. And I could dig up some things in here, but I'm going to choose not to. Here's the antechamber that we pulled the lever from the weight room. Here's a basement key that I really don't need to clutter my inventory with. So we'll skip that. And the whole reason that I came here today was to wear a fabulous hat. No, the reason I came was to play this game. So, pin number 1 was Arindia, which is also Fen Ares, I guess, basically, like old versus kind of new names. 2 and 3 I'm not sure of. It could be Archaries and then Iraja, or it might be the other way around. And then I have to pull up my notes, so give me one moment. Then I believe 4 was Morajai. Oh, it's drawing little string lines between them. That's kind of cool. 5 was Vera, which is this one. And 6 was Kororika, if I can actually get it to light up. There we go. And then 7 was Nuance, before coming back to Fen Ares as number 8. That's not what I wanted. There we go. 8 realms in 8 months. Nothing happened, so number 2 and number 3 are the ones that I'm not sure about. So I presume I would get feedback if I did it right, so let's move number 3 up here. And let's move number 2 down here and see if that ends up being right. There we go. I did it. I solved the puzzle. It was pretty straightforward. There were a few that said, like, after I just came from the hot area, the icy area sure was refreshing. Certified copy, property deed, X. Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Aurora of Trinsdale. That is our great-grandmother on the Sinclair side, if I remember correctly. What does this say? Oh, I have a magnifying glass. How convenient. Anu Finn Clark, Stationers, Reddington, Fen Ares. Anu Finn Clark, I guess, is someone's name. Stationers is like a business. Reddington is a city, and Fen Ares is a state or something. I'm not sure what that is. Satisfied of record, blah, 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 blah. What does it say over here? It's just like a red X with a bunch of dots. So it's just like some stamp of a government official or something. Oh, and we can open it up. Know all men by these presents that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of Reddington Mountains, doth grant to convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Orevie of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters, the sheer cliffs, the mountain, northern shadow of the whole Hollyleaf Mountain, all the rights, privileges, okay, blah, 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 just legalese, boundaries, dense wood, waterfalls, 80-odd acres, blah, 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 blah. Oh, bounded on the south by steep crags and abutting the east by the high road to Tanner Fork. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. And comments? Is that what that says? No, covenants. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, agree with her and heirs, possess the premises, free and clear of all encumbrances. I think that means basically like no one else claims to own this property. I have good right to sell and convey, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then down here, in hand and seal, I make my mark in the grand year of Fen Aries, 1912. So this might be the earliest document that we have seen in the game. Lord Arthur Clementine. Okay, so that's how they came to possess the property. It was sold by Clementine. Okay, and then what does this say? The last will and testament of me, Herbert H. Sinclair. I have never been married or have children. Debts outstanding be paid. Servants and staff granted indefinite leave, paid out of the reserves until a new master bids their return. In the event the reserves are depleted, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, just and equitable. Harley Ruota, I gift the lake house in Trinsdale. We already saw a note about this that he wrote directly to Harley. All right. My late cousin Tillion's two children, Courtney Ferrine and Rygard Ferrine. Courtney wrote one of the red letters. Sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions. Each a cuckoo clock, set eternally on the sacred hour. Okay, so that's what's on the wall here. Time will tell when they're ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. Okay. Lionel Epson is basically Simon married Clara, Clara's brother, I believe. Returned from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should be present. Diary and its related key that belonged to Clara Epson. I have kept in her room and beside her grave, respectively and respectfully. Yes. In addition, the gallery and all the art should be gifted to the museum. 4 pieces entitled, and then they're actually, I wonder, can I read them through here? Okay, no, it wants you to solve. If you hadn't solved it already, it's not going to give away the answer. But we solved those 4 pieces. 1 year hence, following the date of my early departure, when it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. Oh, interesting. So maybe you only have 365 days to do everything or something? I don't know. Grand Cathedral of Araja, 8 stone statues sculpted in the likeness of 8 Agerian angels. Arinda. Yeah, I mean, I know all these. Lydia, Rinna, Joya, Dauja, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. I have them all in my notes. And which hat that they wear and which stick implement that they hold. They've been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations. There's been debate over the numeric order, but they've remained steadfast in their safeguarding. Okay, and all of these are also like vague hints too. If you haven't solved this puzzle yet and somehow got here, here's some hints to help solve the puzzle. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Raja the same stewardship. All right. Simon P. Jones. All the rest, residue and remainder of my estate. The house I own near Mount Holly. Nearly half century, blah, blah, blah. Bequest is contingent upon discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. This is basically what we heard in the intro. Holds the physical deed to the estate, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. It's been kept secret from the staff and servants. Any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble. She failed to uncover. It'll lapse. Gifted to the Arindian Heritage Foundation, so if we hadn't succeeded, the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death, whichever comes first. Interesting. One final gift to Simon, my grandnephew, that's us. Regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not. Original manuscripts of his mother's works, produced here. Draft copy of the Red Prince, which is probably the one that we heard when we first entered room 46, like the actual ending. During her brightest days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. She penned here. Okay, so that confirms it. Basically, while she was here, well, I guess I still don't know exactly the timing of when she wrote it, but it seems like it would have been possibly after she disappeared. I hope that in due time, natural order of things, come to be content. In witness whereof, 18th day of March, 1993. And that is the same in the intro cutscene. That is the date that we heard the recording of his voice with the will. So basically it's the same will. It's not that like one replaced the other at some point. Okay. That's nice. It doesn't really help me progress at all. It does seem like things were from Denny. I'm still missing a safe and a red letter because I have 6 of them. Alzara says that I will find 7 of them. The 8th, I presume, Denny already like still has and ran off with or something. I could try to draft the coat closet and bring the wrench in here because I want to try using the wrench like here and a few other places. So I guess I'll try to do that. But I'm happy that I had a particular goal in mind today and was able to accomplish it. Is there anything else I think I can do here right now? I don't think so, so I'm gonna go back to drafting and see if I can somehow find myself a coat closet. Oh, I have the crown now. I could remove red rooms from the pool. The coat closet you can see even if it's archived because it tells you what's in the closet. So none of these are them. If I lose 2 steps, I can afford 2 steps right now. Should I go get dinner out of the dining room? I will need to do that very soon, but I can at least draft the next couple of rooms. Looking for my coat closet. Neither of those are the coat closet. This apparently is a red room. And I get a free redraw if I remove it from the pool using my helmety thing. So sure, let's remove it. And coat closet, I don't think it's unusual or rare, so I guess we'll just do the sauna. And I don't know if I have to step inside in order to get its beneficial effect. Let's imagine not. Lavatory. So yeah, once again, let's remove it from the pool. Spare servant quarters would get us down to another place that we could draft, and I still have enough steps to get back to the dining room to eat dinner. I think there's a gem on my right, not that I need it. There's the utility closet. Yeah, let's just get a dead end out of the pool. I'm not going to use it right now. I guess I already drafted out of the dark room. I probably removed the dark room from the pool, and that was one of the ones that I removed that I couldn't see. So yeah, I think I won't worry about the dark room being in the pool. So next up, let's go get something to eat. Feeling a bit peckish. Also, I've gone the wrong way. Let's pay slightly more attention. Have a delicious meal. Nom 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 nom. Just in case I'm going to need steps for anything, I don't think I have an aquarium yet. And I could easily draft an aquarium in the very next room, I think. Because there aren't that many things left in the pool. Oh, the dark room was still out. Oops. Let's remove this one and reroll. And I don't... Oh, guess what? Found it. Alright, so we're going to check out the gear wrench. Retrieve item. Thank you very much. We still didn't get an aquarium, and I might be able to draft it from the north of here, so let's take a quick try in case it makes my food more tasty. Hey, an aquarium. Da-da-da-da. And I'm fine for it to be a commonplace thingy. Thank you, gear wrench. So then we eat our even more delicious fish for 31 steps. Very good. And now I head back into room 46, and we'll try using the gear wrench on some things, just in case that is a thing. So, over here, I have a wrench. Do you give me any new interaction prompts? Anything in the room? This is just looking at the documents again. Can't fix the clocks, but now we know that they're just going to be bequest gifts to some odd nieces. Don't see any interaction prompts over here. Like, we had so many things that required the burning glass. I was thinking still the electromagnet could be a thing here. That required the burning glass and the power sledgehammer. That I was just trying to think of what other tools and or contraptions might be hiding something in here. Because we did have a green memo that said that there was another safe in rank 10, although this might count as a safe, basically. It probably does. But I still have not found... the fifth is held by a king on his throne. It's possible the closed exhibit, which does not exist in my room directory, I believe. Like, you'd think it'd be a found floor plan, because it's part of one of the red letters. Can I read the red letters from my inventory like this if I click on this? No, I can't actually see the letters. But the closed exhibit is basically the crown jewels, what they practiced for doing the heist. And it looks like it might be draftable in the house, I'm guessing. And so I'm guessing like the king's throne might be in there. Let's read the exact wording once again. So we found the key here that was like sitting on the desk. Let's read all the other ones. High up among the clocks, that's the clock tower, straightforward. Down below, beneath all the docks, that was at the bottom of the reservoir when we emptied out the water. The second one I skipped. In the vault of a bank, it was just a vault key. I finally got one. The sixth, in a station left by one of your own. The train station in the safe house left by Mary. 7th is major if you drafted quite late. The music room I drafted toward the end of my run, and it gave me a sanctum key. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. And that was the Mechanarium, is an 8-door room, and the 4 little side rooms, when we finally opened all 4 of them, the sanctum key was in there. So, the 5th key is held by a king on his throne. And I had notes. Let me read my notes. My notes say the bookshelf in the office, because the king chess piece, I never found the black king chess piece. That's another thing. Lavatory sledgehammer, I tried that already, actually. Drawing room chair, because we see the vision of Herbert sitting in the chair, and everybody sits in the chair, and Alzara talks all about it. And the closed exhibit that I just mentioned. Those were my 4 guesses for where the king's throne might be. But it could be this chair, actually. Because this is kind of the king's throne. Like, I'm kind of the new king of the place or whatever. Or it could be the master bedroom. Like a chair in there. And I've been trying to remember to look at floors more often. For decorations and things and ceilings. But yeah, I don't see anything else here. Well, I accomplished my goal for the day. I guess my most valuable thing is still going to be the gear wrench because it's very hard to come by. Like, assembling a jackhammer is something that I'm able to do somewhat consistently on a day-to-day basis these days. So I'm not too worried about stuff like that. I do want to, go back to coat check to drop this off. And then I also want to go back to the break room to make sure I start the next day with the key card. And then after that, I don't know, there's a whole lot that I need to do. Ding! Here's the break room. Alright, so we will call it a day 111. I am Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and I hope as always that you all are having a great day. But today, we actually found the deed to Mount Holly, which today was a Scarlet Jigsaw house. Have a great day, everybody.